What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I want to thank the Patreon subscriber for sending me a link to this video from Michael Irvin. But I did see my brother 78 Sports TV talking about this on his YouTube channel. So I was already aware of it, but thank you for sending me the link. So Michael Irvin has his own YouTube channel. All right, I just subscribed to it. He has, last time I looked at it, at least when I subscribed to it, he had 82,000 subscribers. And he was responding to a video from a podcast, I believe it's called Facts Over Feelings. And I'm a little bit familiar with that podcast because I've had my own gripes about them because of some of the stupid things they've said about Wilt Chamberlain. You might recall me talking about them. So if you don't know, man, Michael Irvin went absolutely ballistic on them because, you know, these are a bunch of young dudes who I don't really get the impression that they know much about the history of sports, but yet they have a podcast that has gotten popular for whatever reason. Maybe it's because people find them entertaining in some capacity, but it's definitely not informative. And they don't really know what they're talking about. Now, I'm not a huge football expert, but I've heard some of the things they've said about players in the past from the NBA, and I could definitely tell they don't know what they're talking about. So I co-sign with Michael Irvin 100%, 1,000% when it comes to that, right? So they were talking about players like from the 90s. I was kind of gather they were talking about Deion Sanders, Jerry Rice, and Michael Irvin, and how they possibly wouldn't be as talented today because the game would be too much for them. Is what you're trying to say. Like the players today are more athletic and faster and all of this stuff, and the players back then weren't as fast. And I really have to take I really take umbrage with a lot of that, man, because I don't understand for the life of me this myth that somehow athleticism is a thing that's only kicked into sports in the last 10 to 15 years. I really don't understand that. But look, I can't say certain things on here because, I'm the big black buck. So when I hurt people's feelings, I get flagged for bullying. You know what I'm saying? I get flagged for being mean. I hurt people's feelings on here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the big black nigga. Oh. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Everybody else can get on here and cuss people out and all that type of stuff. But when it is what it is, man. Like I said, being on YouTube has taught me a lot about people, and that's why I keep my circle small on here, man. Everybody else, what I'm saying, I don't really, it is what it is. But anyway, let me get back on track. Michael Irvin went off on this dude, man, because he's tired of it. He's tired of these imbeciles getting on here, not knowing anything about sports, and making these proclamations and declarations like they know what they're talking about.
Have to go against really fast guys, and then this mug puts my picture and Jerry Rice's picture up.
Prime wasn't covering the people that these boys are covering either. He's in an era where he's a fucking alien or somebody from the future that was dropped off in the wrong time.
But he could come in this time and
yeah, because he can ball in this time. That's what I'm saying. Like, the receivers from back then.
Might not be Prime, though. What he gonna be?
Oh shit!
I'm just saying, you got a lot of people. You got a lot of guys. You got to line up every week.
Every week.
Yeah, I get it.
Elite wide receiver.
I get it, but shit.
These guys that he played
form.
against weren't that fast, bro. Like,
I don't know.
They were stronger, but they weren't that fast. These guys, no. They big, they fast, they can jump.
Are you shitting me? I'm like, are you shitting me? Oh, wait. Oh, let me. We are the two most accomplished receivers in the history of this game. When you're talking about the most important things, championships, and your stupid ass talking about running fast, like people weren't running fast back then. Are you shitting me? Why do you talk on a microphone? Why do you have a microphone? What the hell are you talking about? I don't even know your name. And I certainly don't know your game because you don't. I don't see you every year with a gold jacket in that Hall of Fame room. I don't see you anywhere great players are. So who the fuck are you to talk about what? Deion Sanders couldn't cover these guys today. First of all, I'm going to do just like the airlines tell you. What does the airlines tell you when you're on the airline?
Yeah, man. It's frustrating seeing people say, stupid stuff, man. But, on here, if you hurt people's feelings, just like he talking about with sports, you hurt people's feelings with facts, they flag your videos, you know what I'm saying? Get you for cyberbullying. You hurt my feelings. We'll talk about my king. Or people who have a problem with you strategically flag a video because they don't like you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That happens too. People who secretly never really liked you, they go around flagging videos too. So it is what it is with YouTube, man. Anyway, I agree with Michael Irvin 100%, man, because it's a lot of people that come on here and they don't know what they're talking about. I would never presume to come on here and talk about what an athlete can't do in this era versus another era. I'm not an athlete, but I am a legacy defender. And it annoys me when you see people who don't know what they're talking about saying that one of the greatest athletes of all time, and Wilt Chamberlain, is JaVale McGee today. It's just stuff like that. Wilt was a stat merchant. Explain to me what that is. Do you even understand, Nimrods, that Wilt was asked to score? Wilt did what was best for the team. Did you know it was the coach's idea for Wilt to go out there and score 50 that year? Do you know that it was the coaches and the point guard that pushed Wilt to go for 100 that game? Do you know that Wilt was actually embarrassed after he scored 100 points that night? He felt bad. And for those who say it never happened, I find it interesting that you don't say that Wilt never grabbed 55 rebounds in the game. You don't say that Wilt already had games of 78 and 73 points. And that you don't think that Wilt had scored 50 points 45 times that year. Whatever the case may be. But anyway, yeah, these guys are very disrespectful, man. Football used to be extremely physical. As Michael Irvin pointed out, because that was just a 1 minute clip. I think the whole rant is 14 minutes. And it's well worth it. I just subscribed to his platform. At one point in time, like now, the rule is in football, when a receiver grabs a pass, you have to wait for him to come down. Back then, when a receiver got the pass, when a receiver caught a pass, you could hit him in the air then. when the receiver ran up the middle of the field, he knew he was in danger of getting bone-shattering hits. That was part of football. As he said in his thing, there was a highlight reel used to come on ESPN back in the day of the biggest hits of that weekend or of Sunday. We all look forward to that. Now, we didn't know about CTE and all that stuff back then, right? But we knew that football could screw you up physically, absolutely. If you play football for 10 or more seasons, you won't go be right physically. You were going to walk funny. We just didn't know about the neurological, well, we knew it could cause concussions, but we didn't know about CT and all that stuff back then. But yeah, we liked the hits. That was the one thing that I loved about sport. And by the way, it's interesting how that part of the game no longer is as focused on, or in all sports, really. Do people really focus on defense in the NBA? Do people really focus on defensive players? No. It's all about scoring the which is why I hate the NBA. Because when I was growing up, I liked Dennis Rodman. I liked Gary Payton. I liked, the defensive players. I like shot blockers and on-ball defenders. Because if you was a great on-ball defender, you could have a career in the NBA. You can't now. You can't just be a great defender. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to ball handle. You got to be able to shoot from outside, something. But yeah, today, if you put up a highlight reel of guys getting hit, well, the few times they do get hit, it's going to be a congressional investigation. The Department of Justice is going to make some arrests, and somebody going to jail. That's how weak the NBA is. I mean, excuse me, that's how weak the NFL is. NBA too. But yeah, Michael Irvin, man, I know it pains these guys. It pains these guys to hear the nonsense that's out there. And I'm glad Michael Irvin said something. And I think a lot more of these old school guys should get YouTube channels. I'll plug them. I want to hear what Dominique Wilkins has to say. I want to hear what some of these guys, and maybe a lot of these guys have been motivated by Michael Jordan coming back, because it's getting ridiculous. It needs to be more balanced, because I'm sorry, a lot of these YNs are disrespectful as hell. They are. They're very disrespectful. They don't know what they're talking about.